Let me tell you something real, something most people don't want to face. The reason your life looks the way it looks right now isn't because of luck, or the economy, or the people who did you wrong. It starts with the conversation you've been having with yourself when nobody else is around, that voice in your head. That's not just noise. That's the architect of your future. And if that voice is weak, fearful, negative, or full of excuses, it doesn't matter how many opportunities show up. Your mindset will shut the door before you ever touch the handle. You don't wake up one day with a broken life. You wake up day after day with broken thoughts that slowly build a broken reality. Every time you say, "I can't," "I'm not good enough," "It's too late," or "This is just how I am," you are laying bricks, brick by brick, into a mental prison. And the worst part, you're both the prisoner and the guard. Nobody has to stop you because you've already convinced yourself not to try. Rebuilding your mindset means you have to interrupt that inner dialogue. You have to catch yourself in the act of self-sabotage. When your mind tells you to quit, you question it. When it tells you you're tired, you challenge it. When it reminds you of your past, you remind it of your future. This isn't about positive thinking. It's about intentional thinking. You don't wait to feel confident to act, you act until confidence is forced to show up. Most people are losing battles they never had to fight because they fought them in their head first. You see the challenge, and before you even take a step, your mind starts listing reasons it won't work. That's not reality talking, that's fear dressed up as logic, and if you don't rebuild that mindset, fear will always sound reasonable. Fear will sound responsible. Fear will sound smart, but fear has never built anything great. You have to understand this. Your mind is always listening. It doesn't know the difference between a joke and a command. What you repeatedly say becomes what you repeatedly believe, and what you repeatedly believe becomes what you repeatedly do. That's why rebuilding your mindset isn't a one-time decision. It's a daily discipline. You wake up every day and choose what gets access to your thoughts. You don't let failure rent space in your head for free. You don't let opinions live where your purpose is supposed to be. And let me be clear, this is uncomfortable because rebuilding your mindset means taking responsibility. No more blaming your past. No more pointing fingers. No more waiting on motivation to rescue you. You look in the mirror and admit, some of this is on me. That's not weakness, that's power. The moment you own your thoughts is the moment you start owning your direction. You don't need more talent. You don't need more resources. You don't need more people to believe in you. You need a stronger inner voice. One that speaks discipline when your body wants comfort. One that speaks focus when distractions are loud. One that speaks purpose when emotions try to take over. That voice doesn't appear by accident. It's built through repetition, through consistency, through doing the hard mental work even when nobody applauds it. Because here's the truth, if you win the battle in your mind, the outside world eventually has no choice but to follow. Change the conversation, and you change the direction, everything else will catch up. Let's talk about something most people run from their entire lives: pain. The moment it shows up, they start asking, why me? They look for exits, they look for shortcuts, they look for anything that will make it stop. But here's what you need to understand if you're serious about rebuilding your mindset. Pain is not the problem. Avoiding it is. Pain is the signal that something in you is being stretched, challenged, refined, and anything that grows has to go through pressure first. You didn't lose because you felt pain. You lost because you interpreted pain as a stop sign instead of a direction. Every setback, every rejection, every moment where it didn't work out, that wasn't life trying to destroy you. That was life trying to develop you. But development doesn't feel good. It doesn't come with applause. It comes with frustration, doubt, and moments where you question yourself. And that's exactly where most people quit right before the lesson turns into strength. See, pain exposes what comfort hides. When everything is going well, you don't really know how disciplined you are. You don't know how focused you are. You don't know how bad you want it. But when things fall apart, when the pressure is heavy and the results aren't showing, pain pulls the truth out of you. It shows you where you're mentally soft, where you've been making excuses, where you've been relying on motivation instead of commitment. And here's the dangerous part. If you don't learn from pain, you repeat it. Same mistakes, different situations. Same habits, new consequences. Not because you're cursed, but because you refused to read the message. Pain always comes with instructions, but only the disciplined mind is willing to listen instead of complain. If you treat pain like an enemy, you waste it. If you treat it like a teacher, you extract power from it. Most people want progress without pressure, success without sacrifice, growth without discomfort. That's not how life works. Muscles don't grow without resistance. Minds don't sharpen without challenge. Character doesn't form in ease. Everything meaningful is built in moments where quitting feels reasonable. Pain is the cost of becoming more than you are right now. And let me say this clearly, going through pain doesn't make you strong. Learning how to endure it does. There are people who have suffered for years and never changed because they kept asking for relief instead of transformation. Rebuilding your mindset means you stop praying for easier situations and start building stronger mental habits. You stop asking for less weight and start increasing your capacity to carry it. This is where discipline shows up. When pain hits and you still show up, when it hurts and you still execute, when nobody understands and you still stay focused. That's when your mindset is being rebuilt brick by brick, not in the highlights, but in the dark moments when the only thing pushing you forward is your decision not to quit. Pain will either refine you or define you. If you let it define you, you'll start calling yourself broken, unlucky, or defeated. But if you let it refine you, you'll start seeing yourself as resilient, tested, and still standing. The same fire that melts weak material hardens strong material. The difference is what you're made of and how you respond. So stop running from what's trying to build you. Stop numbing what's trying to teach you. Use it, learn from it. Let it shape you, because the pain you survive today becomes the strength you stand on tomorrow. Let's be honest for a moment. Motivation is exciting, but it's unreliable. It shows up when things feel good and disappears the moment life gets heavy. One bad day, one setback, one moment of discomfort, and motivation packs its bags. That's why so many people start strong and finish nowhere. They were waiting to feel ready instead of deciding to be committed. Rebuilding your mindset means you stop depending on feelings and start building discipline, because discipline doesn't ask how you feel. It asks what needs to be done. You don't rise to the level of your motivation. You fall to the level of your habits. When motivation fades, habits take over. And if your habits are weak, your results will be weak no matter how big your dreams are. Discipline is what carries you on the days when the excitement is gone, when nobody is clapping, when the results aren't showing up yet. It's easy to work when you're inspired. It's powerful to work when you're exhausted, discouraged, and still unsure. But you do it anyway. Most people say they want success, but what they really want is convenience. They want progress without routine, growth without structure, and results without sacrifice. Discipline doesn't care about comfort. Discipline says wake up when you want to sleep, focus when you want to scroll, and execute when you want to complain. That's how a mindset is rebuilt, through repeated, uncomfortable decisions that train your mind to obey your goals instead of your emotions. And understand, this discipline is not punishment, it's self-respect. It's you deciding that your future matters more than your present mood. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, your confidence grows. Every time you break one, it shrinks. Discipline is how you rebuild trust with yourself, not by talking about what you're going to do, but by doing what you said you would do, especially when nobody is watching. People ask, how do I stay motivated? That's the wrong question. The real question is, how do I stay consistent? Motivation is a spark, but discipline is the engine. Motivation might get you started, but discipline is what keeps you moving when the road gets long, and the road always gets long. That's where most people fall off, not because they're incapable, but because they never trained their mind to push through boredom, repetition, and discomfort. Discipline rewires the brain. It teaches you that you don't need perfect conditions to perform. You don't need to feel confident to take action. You don't need approval to stay committed. You just need a decision and the courage to honor it daily. Small actions done consistently build a mindset that doesn't panic under pressure and doesn't quit under stress. And here's the part people don't like. Discipline is lonely. There won't always be encouragement. There won't always be recognition. Sometimes it's just you, your goals, and the work. But that solitude is where strength is built. That's where your mind learns to stand on its own. That's where excuses lose their power and focus takes control. If you only show up when you feel like it, your results will always be temporary. But when discipline becomes your identity, your mindset changes permanently. You stop negotiating with weakness. You stop waiting for the perfect moment. You move because you decided to move, and that decision becomes your standard. Discipline builds what motivation never could. Let me tell you something: most people underestimate the power of their environment. You can be determined, you can be talented, you can be disciplined, but if you stay surrounded by what keeps pulling you backward, eventually it's going to wear you down. Not because you're weak, but because environments shape behavior. And if you're serious about rebuilding your mindset, you have to be honest about what you're allowing around you every single day. You don't rise in the wrong environment, you survive in it, and survival mode will never build greatness. If every conversation you hear is negative, if every influence around you is comfortable with excuses, if the people closest to you normalize quitting and complaining, your mind will slowly start to agree with them even if you don't want it to. That's how dreams die quietly, not from failure but from constant exposure to doubt. Rebuilding your mindset sometimes requires distance, not explanations. You don't owe everyone access to your future. Some people knew you when you were broken, and they're uncomfortable with the idea of you being disciplined, focused, and evolving. They might not say it directly, but their energy will speak. Their jokes will remind you of your past. Their advice will sound safe instead of challenging, and if you're not careful, you'll start shrinking just to stay connected. This isn't about arrogance, it's about alignment. You can love people and still outgrow the environment they choose to stay in. Growth requires separation. There are seasons where you have to say no to things you enjoy, so you can say yes to the life you're trying to build. That means changing what you listen to, what you watch, what you consume, and who has your attention. Because your mind is always absorbing something, and whatever it absorbs consistently becomes your normal. Your environment is more than people. It's your routines, it's your habits, it's the standards you tolerate. If you wake up in chaos, rush through your day without intention, and end every night distracted, your mindset will reflect that disorder. But when you build structure, when you create space for focus, when you design your days instead of reacting to them, your mind starts to feel different. Calmer, sharper, stronger, and let's be real, changing your environment is uncomfortable. It feels lonely at first. It feels like you're losing parts of your identity. but you're not losing yourself. You're shedding versions of you that can't go where you're trying to go. Growth always demands a trade. You don't get the new life without letting go of the old patterns that created the one you're tired of. Some of you are trying to rebuild your mindset while staying in places that reward distraction and punish discipline. Every time you choose focus, you feel out of place. Every time you choose growth, you feel judged. That's not coincidence. That's misalignment. When your environment supports your purpose, discipline feels lighter, focus feels natural, and progress becomes sustainable. You don't need everyone to understand you. You need an environment that doesn't fight you, one that challenges you to rise instead of tempting you to settle, one that reminds you who you're becoming instead of who you used to be. Change the environment, and your mindset won't have to struggle so hard to survive. It will finally have room to grow.